Hey everybody, welcome back to the Risk Channels podcast brought to you by ASZ International. My name is Raphael.
And my name is Jeremy.
And today we're going to talk about the hardships of being an athlete. So, for starters, Jeremy, you were an athlete back in grade school, high school, and college. Can you tell me a little bit about that?
Yeah, it was interesting because I played multiple different sports. I believe I started with soccer, and then throughout the years I went from that to football, played basketball off and on because different seasons, obviously. And then, honestly, no, I started with gymnastics.
You started with gymnastics?
Yeah.
Why can't you do a backflip?
I need DW40. my body needs DW40. Let's see.
So the gymnastics, what tricks did you know how to do?
A cartwheel. That's better than most people, though.
You took this class.
Honestly, when I remember, because I was like 4. First of all, I was 4.
Oh,
second of all, I just remember jumping into the pits and just like literally just jumping into it, just having fun.
The ball pits and everything.
The pits with like the foam blocks in it.
Yeah, you didn't take no gymnastics.
And I remember taking a cartwheel and doing a cartwheel.
Oh, man. See, I took a karate class. It was like for someone's birthday party. They had like the pre-broken boards or whatever.
I did do karate too.
This dude just wants to trick on me. That what's it called? The thing of something and then the master of none.
There's like a jack of all trades, or like a master of all is a master of none. But a master of one is a master of all.
Yeah, you did everything under the sun. That's what.
Yeah, so I did gymnastics, then I did martial arts, then I did soccer, then I did basketball, then I did football. Then after football, I did baseball. Then after baseball, I did track.
And you did this all within 22 years of living.
Yes, precisely.
You see, I'm thinking, I'm just like, what if you like really locked in on one sport? Because like I know you ran track in college, so like you locked in on that. But like,
if I locked in from a young age to now, well, yeah, honestly,
instead of focusing on like so many other things.
Honestly, but I liked them all for different reasons. Like I liked soccer because like I don't know, I just thought I thought it was a very fast paced game, and it's not like there's not a lot of stop and go. Like football's fast paced, but there's a lot of stop, go, a lot of whistles being blown. Soccer is like, all right, like as long as you don't get no yellow or red card, then like you just keep going. You know, like even if and there's a lot of like switches. So like one time you'll have the ball, and then all of a sudden you have to be on defense, and then all of a sudden you have to be on offense.
What positions did you play for soccer?
I was striker and goalie.
Striker and goalie. Left wing, right wing.
Yeah, it was a while ago.
Midfielder.
I want to say midfield for the most part. Yeah,
that's an impressive position. Don't they need to be like really skilled? The midfield.
Yeah, that was nice. And I was fast.
Nah, okay.
I was that, and then that was soccer, and then goalie. Goalie was fun too because I just like catching stuff.
Yeah,
that was fun.
I tried sitting in it one time. It was like a friend from college. She was on the soccer team, and it's so hard to like read the ball. Like it's like you're sitting away looking at like a whole soccer game. It's like that's easily blockable, but then the ball does all this stuff, and you can't follow. Like it's pretty difficult. And I think I'm really good at it. Yeah. And I can catch as well, but it's like reading where the ball's going to go is pretty difficult.
Yeah, it's just kind of like, you just gotta check a chain of reflexes. Like, I don't know. It's hard to explain. It was just fun for me. Like, it's kind of like something, it's just, I did it. Like, it wasn't like something I was taught. I just did it.
Yeah.
But I did that. And I did martial arts at the same time. That was actually crazy. Like, some of those dudes that, like, were teaching us, like my senseis and shihans and everything.
Yeah.
Some of those guys were made of iron. Like,
what do you mean made of iron?
Like, one time I was supposed to kick a sheet. And, like, I guess I missed and I actually kicked his arm and it bruised me.
It bruised you?
Like when I tell you, like I had to step off the mat limping.
How old were you?
I was like 10.
Yeah. I mean, that's also like grown men.
No.
And their bone density is different than like a little boy's.
Bro, it felt like I hit a concrete cement wall. That's not normal. That's not grown men.
Obviously, you don't train your shins enough. Like, what's wrong with
Well, I didn't kick his shin. I kicked his forearm.
That's what
Like, bro, I was like, this still trips me out. Almost 13 years ago, I was just like, yo, why am I bruising? I could kick it him.
He's built like a great oak.
He asked me if I'm okay, and I'm just like, yeah. I was like, yo, that scared me. I was like, yo, like, I was just like, no. It was like that on the street just walking around.
Listen, that's why. Okay, this is off topic, but that is why you just don't fight random people, because you don't know who is that actual black belt. You know, there are people that would like literally fold you. There are like people that are like 150 pounds that would like bench like 3 times your weight, and like you would have no idea. So it's just, I don't know. That's a whole like rampage. But I mean,
yeah. But then I guess that's the start of my injury career. After that, I started playing basketball. Was fine, and then basketball was fun actually. I really like basketball. But then I was more so doing football as well, and that started like when I was like 11. That's when my injury started. I was actually nice at football too. I was running back, but then I broke my mid finger, like the bone. It wasn't a clean break too. It was like it was a fracture. Yeah. So I fractured like the middle of my bone, and I was out for a couple of weeks. And I came back, and that was my first year playing. My 7th grade year, I was on. Honestly, it was like favoritism because the coach's son was like a year older than us, and it was 7th and 8th grade division. So he put all the 8th graders first. So we're like, I was on the bench, and so it was just like, oh, I was just chilling all the time. And then in 8th grade, I sprained my back.
Sprained?
Yeah, like some dude during practice, he ran into me with his helmet in my back.
Oh.
And I couldn't walk straight for like 2 weeks.
I'm sorry.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
Yo, bro.
Yo,
come on.
You don't know why I'm laughing.
Why are you laughing?
You say you get walk straight?
Yeah, I know.
Anyways.
Yo, why you crying? I see your eyes watering.
Don't worry about that. Anyway, yeah, that's a crazy injury. Freak accident, I would say.
No, he did it on purpose.
He did it on purpose? Yeah, you serious?
Because we're competing for spots.
Wow. That's crazy.
And that's coach's son.
Wow. That's dang. You should have. Well, you couldn't do it. You couldn't walk straight. Anyways, I don't promote violence.
But then,
like, sports is nature.
After that, my next year, I got a concussion. I broke my knee.
Yeah, see, how did your mom think about all this stuff? Because she's the one taking you to the hospital and stuff.
Well, when I got a concussion, I got rushed in the ambulance. I had a seizure.
Oh.
Yeah. But then my leg was already broken in 8th grade. My shin was cracked. Like a piece of my bone was chipped in my shin. I always thought I had really bad shin splints, but they're like, yo, there's 2 places in your leg that are broken.
Yo, you know what he needs? You need to have like the Michelin Man suit. You need bubble wrap.
But think about it though. This whole time I was walking around for a snow because that happened in 8th grade. I was walking around a whole year with a broken leg.
Yeah, like what's wrong with you? Like this dude kicks Sensei forearms for fun. This dude gets like ran up on and the helmet like hits his back or whatever, and he's just talking about, oh yeah, I just walked straight. This is not normal stuff.
That isn't normal.
You were literally like less than you were younger than a teenager when all this happened to you. For the most part, you just broke.
And the last injury from football, like the major injury, is I broke my left hand again. But this time I broke it like a pencil, like clean break.
Clean? What do you mean?
Like
how did your hand look?
My hand looked like there was a lemon inside my skin.
A lemon?
Like it was swole up so bad. Ooh. And I was walking around like that for 2 days, and people were like, oh no, it's a sprain. But like when I couldn't move my hand, and I was like, yo, I'm in so much pain. I went to the doctor, like, yeah, like it's broken like in half. Like it's like this. You're wrong.
Yo, I'm not gonna lie. Dang. Like, I don't know. Did you like try putting ice on it?
I tried putting ice. I tried wrapping it. It hurt. Like
I would have been known that my hand was broken if it looked like a lemon.
But the thing was though, like they thought it was sprained because when I broke it, like when it hit the guy's helmet or whatever. I was just like, yo, my hand hurts. Like, I didn't react at all. I was just like, yeah.
Adrenaline.
Yeah, I was just like, my hand hurts, whatever. And they're just like, yeah, just wrap it, whatever. It just seems like a sprain. And I was like, all right, cool. But then, like, after like a couple of days, the pain like never subsided. It kept getting worse. And I was like, yeah, this is not sprain.
Just a little black.
It was, bro. It was like
just some Epsom salt on it.
It was like this big, black, blue. And like, even when I was in class, the teacher was like, yo, you should probably go see a doctor.
You know, I never had stories that crazy about like injuries or whatever. I just had chronic hamstring strains. I used to cramp really bad. I grew up playing basketball. I didn't do karate. I did classical music. I played the piano for quite a bit of years.
You played Beethoven's Ninth Symphony?
No, I did not get that. But yeah, no. So like I did basketball growing up, and then I turned that into track and field when I got to maybe 5th grade, 4th grade, because we didn't have like a big school by any means. It might have been like 300 something kids, like the whole school. So we didn't have like a real track program. We ended up having like a teacher who was like a shot putter in college, coach like our sprinting team, and it worked out. I mean, I was like,
you'd be a great lifting coach.
Huh?
You're probably a great lifting coach, like strength coach.
Yeah,
was he big as hell?
No, she was a shot putter. She was probably about 5'3", but like she looked like she could wrestle any dude in the world and come on top. Like she was diesel. I'll put it that way. Was
she lifting with y'all? Like, or nah, not really.
I mean, in grade school we weren't lifting.
Oh, in grade school
we were doing calisthenics, push-ups, a lot of core, but like a lot of running. She knew what she was doing because I mean she was on the a high program team. So
even if she wasn't like necessarily sprinting, like she knows the type of she probably did some of them too.
Yeah, and plus she's a teacher, so like she could definitely do the research.
Was she like big, like husky big, or like strong big? Like she was strong.
We don't need to get into those things. She's a nice lady, okay?
No, that's what I mean. Because like if you guys ever seen professional women shot putters, they're either like ginormous, like they're like 5. I'd say from 5'10" to like 6'1", just big, or like they're either small and like very like compact and muscular.
So like I want to say like a ballerina actually. There's like I said ballerina for a reason. Like Olympians, this one lady who is not the biggest in the field by any means, but she's maybe like 5'10", 5'11", and she's like so slim.
Gymnast?
Yeah, she has like a gymnast body type.
5'11"?
No, like she's not a gymnast.
Oh, I was about to say.
She shot puts.
Oh, okay.
In the Olympics.
I thought she was a
like she's that good, but like the reason why she's so good is because like she's kind of built like a gymnast, just not the height, but like her body type. And she's like that flexible, and like she could spin her body faster, which is why she can throw the distance like these bigger women can throw.
Yeah. Also, too, another thing. When you throw it, it's strength, but like it's also speed. So you gotta be fast, yeah. Like the technique and the speed with it. Like you can be as big as you are, but like you won't throw as good as somebody like who's faster than you are and has more technique. As soon as you get that switch off, it's like sprinting.
She had the technique.
Yeah.
So aside from that, though, yeah, no, she was like she was diesel. She was bigger, but it was like a lot of muscle there. So yeah. Anyway, so I did that. Never really had like any like injuries like that. Just like a lot of cramping issues because like I was probably low on potassium most of the time. But yeah, basketball, just rolled ankles, like nothing like him. Like I didn't play football. I wanted to play football, but
I was like the definition of glass cannon.
You built like Anthony Davis.
Not the
Mr. Street Clothes.
Like I could show out when I needed to, but like when it came to like receiving, I was cooked.
But yeah, no, like that's kind of like my career. Like I ran in college for like a season or two, but the only injuries I had, again, like rolled ankles, hamstring strains, cramps. That's really all it was, and maybe sprained fingers, like playing basketball at a young age. But
yeah,
I felt right.
Definitely some finger jams. I feel like every person had a finger jam once or twice, at least once or twice.
Yeah, but okay, so let's get into this though, because we just talked about like our backgrounds or whatever. As athletes, obviously, when it comes to training and dedicating a lot of time to your sport, there's going to come a lot of negatives with that. So he's experienced like a lot of injuries. We didn't even talk about the mental aspect of like what that physical demanding training
how it takes a toll here.
How it takes a toll on your psyche,
on your body. Competitive aspect as well takes a mental toll, especially in more of an individual sport.
Yeah. So how did you kind of compensate for like having to like log in on your sport, do school, still be like a son, brother, the whole thing? How did you balance?
It's different. So I'm gonna answer it by saying this by starting off. So when you're playing sports as a kid, it's more so like for fun and like recreational. It's not like that serious. So like you're more so with the friends you grew up with most of the time. So like it's all like fun and games. Like, oh, you guys win together, you guys lose. It sucks, but like, hey, you're all in this together. When you get to the collegiate level, first of all, you started with people you don't know for the most part. Like everyone's kind of like fresh and new, and then like a lot of those people. Let's say you were the best at your school, and now you come to another school, and then you go to a college or university, and you're like a little fish in this big ocean. So it becomes very like not demeaning, but like
competitive.
Like your bubble gets kind of burst a little bit, and it's just like, oh, like I'm not the best. So that's kind of like a mental.
It plays on.
Yeah.
It takes a toll on your mental.
So that gets a mental. That's an mental aspect there, and then like you get to a point where you're actually competing. Let's say for track example, that's an individual sport. So you're there.
Individual.
Yeah, individual.
Team sport, but individual.
I'd say for this concept or this conversation, I'm gonna just say it's individual for now. Because even in like a relay or something like that, if you mess up that handoff or like your leg isn't the strongest, you still take accountability for that personally.
You're right about that.
So I'd still consider it individual, even though you're playing as a team. Like I would say it's a team sport as you get points, but like for the most part, like it's you against you. So I would say like if you don't do as well, say in a race, and like you didn't place how you wanted to place, or you lost to somebody you didn't think you'd lose to, and that takes a toll on you. So it's just like, oh, am I good enough? Type of thing. And say you're going to a really big school and you're getting money for it, you're going to have a fear constantly like, oh, they're going to cut me off the team. Like, are they going to take away my scholarship? Are they going to X, Y, Z? So like, I feel like it creates a lot of anxiety, and that's why that's an untalked about subject. I mean, they're bringing it up more, but they don't really talk about the mental health of athletes and how a lot of them are depressed because of stuff like that. Especially when you get to that level where it's just like, it feels more so as a job than like something you did because you had a passion for.
I love how you brought that up, because I really want to get into like talking about like professional athletes and what they go through. So picture this: you are a little boy, you see on the TV Kobe Bryant, Michael Jordan playing, Allen Iverson, whoever your cup of tea was. You grow up, you just want to be like them. So you're training with your father, your mother, they're taking you to games, growing up as a kid, like doing AAU and stuff like this, or stuff like that. Your whole life is like kind of just built around this one sport, whether it is basketball, swimming, soccer, track and field. But the reality is, most of these athletes that dedicate their whole lives to this sport, it's very few that like make it and get to like leave the sport when they want to. They're usually like
Julian Newman.
I don't know. Julian Newman, if you guys don't know him, this is someone who became popular off of getting hated on. A lot of people like laughed at him. Like he's a smaller individual. Wanted to like.
Well, first of all, for context, this guy Julian Newman, he was basically brought up from basketball at a young age, as Ref was talking about before.
Mm-hmm.
But like he was basically supposed to be basketball as a prodigy as a young kid because his handles were like so good, and like he was dropping like 80 to 100 points
on kids that were like maybe a lot taller than him, but like older kids, like 5, 6 years older, 7 years older.
Yeah, so like he was hailed as being like basketball's next new prodigy, and then he grew up and like it wasn't he wasn't more for. He got caught up in the glitz and glam,
He
wasn't really focusing anymore. I mean, you can take it from here, but that's where I saw it. And then all of a sudden, like he's first of all, he's not tall enough to be in the NBA. His skill isn't there. He doesn't have the right team around him, and then his fall from grace was very drastic.
Because the thing is, I mean, like, there's been like maybe one example of like someone who made it who was really short as like a grown adult male playing a professional athlete. 5'3", Muggsy Bogues. Julian Newman may be 5'3", 5'4". So he got picked on a lot. Like, I don't think he handled it the best. He could have been like less arrogant, but I think his arrogance kind of made him be hated on, and people realized how easy he was to agitate or tease and stuff like that, so they kept doing it. But he's someone who dedicated his life to basketball. Now he's like a content creator, and he kind of still hoops for fun and stuff like this. But
nobody takes him seriously.
No one takes him seriously.
That laughing stock.
But that's like a rare case, though, because like
that's an extreme case.
That's an extreme case. I'm talking about the individuals who like really do make it, but like their careers get cut short. I don't know if you guys paying attention or what happened. How many years ago? Kevin Ware, that athlete. You know about Kevin Ware?
No.
His leg snapped in half or whatever in a March Madness game, I believe. Like literally his shin, like did this, like it snapped in half. The whole crowd was quiet, but people knew that like his NCAA career or Division I career was over. I honestly don't know how good he was as a basketball player. I don't know if he was like league bound to like make it to the NBA or anything, but
I mean, what bracket were they in for March Madness? Or like, were they?
I couldn't tell you. I couldn't tell you. Same thing happened to Paul George. I mean, he made a recovery, but like those are freak accidents. But they happen all over professional sports. Another example, Antonio Brown.
Oh,
he had a great career, but they got riddled with CTE.
It's not funny that you got CTE because no. It's because Antonio Brown now is a rapper, and like
his music is
And then every time in the comment section, I say like, "Oh, this music video is sponsored by CTE." Oh, that's CTE talking right now. It's like,
no, his music is not my cup of tea. I couldn't. But you know, there's cases like that. Like he couldn't stay in the NFL because he couldn't get his act together because of the mental toll the game put on him. I mean, CTE comes from like a lot of head trauma. Why do you think so?
I'm thinking about those comments now. Because like what? Because there was a point in time where he was known for crashing out too.
Yeah.
A lot of football players get CTE. And they be doing the craziest things. Like, I feel so bad.
No, but like their career gets ended, and it's like
and they don't really get paid as much as other professional athletes.
They don't get paid as much, and there's a statistic where they say 90% of NFL athletes become broke after 2 years of playing, and their careers on average is 3.3 years. So you can do the math. They are probably not the most financially secure or stable or smart. So it kind of just like makes it like a very difficult like bet to lay in, just because they dedicate their whole life to make it to the NFL. And in 2 to 3 years, they're playing, and then another 2 to 3 years, they're going broke. So it's very unfortunate. I don't know, but that's professional athletes for the most part. How do you feel about that?
It's tragic. Like when you have someone with high potential or somebody who has a dream, and like it gets shut down, regardless of whether the sport it is or circumstance. But it sucks to hear about. But that's why you should always have a backup plan.
So, with that being said, we're an insurance brokerage. There's ways to navigate going bankrupt, managing like your health and whatnot, because like a lot of these athletes, they don't have the financial knowledge to stay afloat or keep their body from deteriorating faster. Because like usually what happens is they retire or they get kicked out of old age or from injury, and they get these medical bills because like their bodies are literally beat down. Like these are professional, grown adults that play sports every single day, lift heavy, like literally push their bodies to the limits. Like
eat the best food maybe in the country / world, depending where you are. It's just they're like on the top of the top, past 1%.
Past 1%, but I mean like that's very demanding of their bodies, and they really can't keep that up.
Yeah, I mean, think about Braun. How much he spends on his body.
Yeah, like I mean, there's studies saying that like Braun spends over $1 million a year just to keep his body up to date. I mean, like he's 40 and he's killing it.
Yeah.
But everyone doesn't have that type of like. Everyone doesn't have that dedication for one, and two, people can't afford that $1 million a year. Some people don't even make that in their life.
Like if you guys watch a video of, like Braun's like recovery and like what he does to take care of his body, like he's basically going to cryo chambers, and stuff like that. Getting massages like every day,
every day. Like that man has a routine, but that's why he's. That's why he's one of the best players to play because he takes care of.
He does the right thing.
So, but do you have anything to say about like the professional athletes and like their hardships that they face mentally, financially?
I should just say, I feel like more athletes should be more financially literate because a lot of them start out young and then like they end up becoming bankrupt or spending it on the wrong things. I feel like. Or they get used by their team. So I feel like, especially for like college to like whatever league they go into or college to professional, I should say, there should be more classes and more like, I guess, events centered around like being financially literate as an athlete. And like, especially with NLI, which is name, image, likeness, where athletes can earn money off their name, image, and likeness, as I said before. So I feel like they should be more financially grounded and be more realistic with their money instead of being like, oh, like, yeah, you got this contract for millions of dollars, but like if you don't perform, they're gonna cut you, and they don't have the money to like. They don't have like $1 million seems like a lot of money, but that can go like that if you spend it poorly.
If you have poor financial literacy.
So I feel like that should be a big thing. In terms of health, I feel like more athletes should be able to open up about how they feel. There should be more wellness centers for them, not just for athletes in general, but like more wellness centers
in general. Yeah,
but specifically for athletes right now because it's in the topic. But I feel like a lot of their hardships don't get talked about as much because they're just told to perform, and like basically keep everything in. But I feel like a lot of that mental aspect comes to fruition in your game or whatever sport you do. So I feel like if you can get an even balance of physical and mental, then I feel like you're gonna get you're gonna become a better athlete in general. So
for sure,
that's my 2 cents on that.
And honestly, like I couldn't have said it any better. I think they need more wellness centers, and I think they need financial literacy classes.
Yeah.
That would really go a long way in like professional sports, collegiate sports. I think that's what the world needs. And with that being said, you stay away from sports. I'll continue to play my classical music, and I'll call it a day. All right. Thank you guys for watching this episode. Again, this video was sponsored by ASC International. All of our links will be in the bio, and stay tuned for next week's episode.